Alright, everybody, so here we go. Trump's little tiff with Turkey has finally ended in Turkey's favor, and the purchase of the Russian S-400 has gone ahead. In fact, Turkey has already bought the Russian S-400, and U.S. sanctions won't change that. So Trump can go ahead and sanction all day. His tactic of bullying and harassment is finally proving itself to be ineffective and doing more harm than good, and that will continue. Nothing the U.S. does will make Turkey abandon its deal with Moscow to purchase S-400 air defense systems. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said as Washington keeps threatening Ankara with sanctions. The purchase of the Russian-made weapons has long been a point of contention in relations between the two NATO allies. The U.S. has repeatedly threatened Ankara with various punitive measures should they not abandon the deal. It has already canceled training for Turkish pilots learning to fly American F-35 fighter jets, as well as threatened to kick Turkey out of the multi-billion-dollar fighter jet program altogether. Turkey, however, has stood defiant of U.S. pressure and vowed to retaliate against any U.S. sanctions. No matter what sanctions decision, no matter which statement comes from the U.S., we've already bought the S-400, Cavusoglu told journalists on Monday. The only question related to the deal still being discussed is when the air defense systems will be delivered to Turkey, he said. The ministers also said that they cannot rely on NATO and its national defense, and accused Ankara Western allies of leaving it all alone in its hour of need. Turkey urgently needs air defense. We cannot say NATO should protect us if there is an attack. Because let's be honest, NATO can only protect 30% of Turkish airspace. It was the US, Germany, and the Netherlands that pulled out Patriots. We needed them the most. Speaking about the US plans to expel Turkey from the F-35 project, Cavusoglu said it would go against the deal and would be met with disapproval by other US partners to the project. All decisions should be made with a consensus. Turkey is a partner of the F-35 program and has significant contributions. We contributed more than $1 billion to the program. These sorts of decisions made by the U.S. are against the partnership deal. Other partners of the program are unhappy with this move too. Yeah, in fact, if Trump keeps up with this bullshit, he may actually make the deal with other nations on the F-35 development even harder. In his overly aggressive America First policy, he's actually making things harder on all of us in that area, making it harder for us to develop this aircraft because he's basically alienating a close ally with his aggressive tariff policy. I mean, what are you doing when you're tariffing someone? You're basically, or sanctioning someone. Sanctioning and tariffing. You're basically modifying another country's economy in favor of your own. I mean, that's pretty aggressive when you think about it. That's downright subversion. Developed by U.S. defense contractor Lockheed Martin, the F-35 is jointly produced by 9 countries: the U.S., Turkey, the U.K., Italy, Canada, the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, and Australia. As Turkey produces some of the parts for the fighter jet, the Pentagon has recently said it has already begun to line up alternative manufacturers. Ankara decided to buy the S-400 in 2017 after protracted efforts to purchase an air defense system from the U.S. yielded no success. Washington then repeatedly claimed that the Russian-made weapons would compromise NATO systems, including the F-35. In response, Turkey called for the establishment of a joint commission with the U.S. to clarify any technical issues. Washington did not react to this proposal. Yeah, they proposed to sit down, discuss the system, and see if they can't work out any problems if they exist. A very reasonable, civilized proposal, right? But did we take that? No, we did not. Washington, D.C. said no. Because the childish bully that is Trump, while true, did create a very strong economy for the United States in our current situation, that strong economy comes at a price tag, being a guy who basically just wants to make everything harder for everyone else, because he wants to put America first. And he wants to do so in such an aggressive manner that it's actually alienating everyone else. It's like somewhere along the line, becoming president, Trump forgot how people work. If he continues to alienate any more of our allies, the U.S. could very well end up standing on its own. Which I suppose in his mind that would probably be a good thing. He probably thinks that he can find a way to make it possible for us to stand on our own. And maybe that would be fine for a time. It would certainly be possible. Well, here's the thing, though. Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing. You can go and punch your nearest family member in the face, but you obviously shouldn't. So, in short, you can alienate all your allies and stand on your own, but you probably shouldn't. It could very well be that in the future we're going to need them for something, and then when we need that something from them, surprise, surprise, thanks to Trump, they're not standing with us anymore, because he alienated them by basically awkwardly putting the United States first and sanctioning and tariffing from dusk till dawn, and trying to sort of soft regulate other countries. This sort of tactic is going to alienate a lot of our allies, particularly Turkey. And I do not see that being of true benefit. If he was really putting America first, he'd be putting our allies higher into his consideration. Yeah. Bottom line is, his tactics are just... He talks about putting America first, but he's not putting America first. This is actually going to be putting America last. Because no one's going to want to be around to want to help us out or prop us up anymore. Sometimes you do need a little help from your friends. Anyway...